This is a continuation of solutions to the Trig Test 2 review. For number 7, I didn't ask you to graph this, although you should be able to, but I did ask you to state the amplitude, the period, the phase shift, and the vertical shift. All right, so let's start off with the amplitude. The amplitude is just the coefficient here. So that one isn't too hard. We're going to have 3/2. That's a stretch. Now the period, that is dependent on the coefficient of x right here. All right? So what we do is we take the period of cosine. So to get the period, we're going to take the regular period of cosine, which is 2 pi, and divide by this coefficient of 2. And so the period is going to be pi. I'm going to skip to the vertical shift because that's easier than the phase shift. The vertical shift is whatever is added or subtracted to the function. And so over here we've got that the vertical shift is going, it's plus 5, so that's going to be up 5 units. All right, now let's deal with the phase shift. So if you had it in the form y equals a cosine of b x minus c plus d, something like this, then c would be the phase shift. And if there's a minus in front of the c, then it will be going to the right, and if it's a plus in front of the c, it will be going to the left. But it's not in that form. So what we could do is we could take this part, the cosine of 2x minus 3 pi, and this part in parentheses we want to factor out the 2 so we can see what would be in the parentheses here. So I'm just going to take the 2x minus 3 pi, and if we factor out the 2, we could write that as x minus, now that would have to be 3/2 pi. Notice if you do the distributive property, you would get back. If you're factoring out a 2, it's like dividing by 2. So notice when you do 2x divided by 2, you just get x, and 3 pi over, and you divide by 2. And so when you pull out the 2, whatever's left inside, you'll divide out the 2. So this means that the phase shift is going to be 3 pi over 2, or 3/2 pi. It's going to be 3 pi over 2, and it's got a minus in front of it, so it's to the right. Now if you have trouble doing this by factoring, there is another way you can do this. You could take the same thing, the 2x minus 3 pi, and just solve for x if you make it equal to 0. So there's a trick if you have trouble doing it the factoring method. So you could say 2x equals 3 pi. Oops, that doesn't look very good. And then divide by 2. And so it automatically tells you the plus sign in front of it. That means it's going to be 3 pi over 2. X is 3 pi over 2 to the right. Since you've set it equal to 0, notice you don't have the minus in front of it. Okay, so the 3 pi over 2 is what would go in front of the minus sign here. Okay, in any case, 3 pi over 2 to the right. So that would be our answer here. The amplitude 3/2, period of pi, phase shift 3 pi over 2 to the right, and the vertical shift is up 5 units.